These are tiny words, but they play a big role in English. Well, today's lesson is going to help you understand the usage of these articles in your everyday conversations, in your writing, where to use them and where not to use them. In the end, we'll also learn how to pronounce this article over here, the or the. Welcome to Fluency Goals. I am Mandeep, and together we'll achieve our goals to fluency. In English language, there are mainly two types of articles. One is definite article, another is indefinite article. Definite article is the, and indefinite articles are a, an. Let's begin with learning the use of article a. Before beginning to learn the indefinite articles a and an, it is important to understand that these articles are used with countable nouns only. Countable nouns are those nouns that you are able to count, like pens, boys, chairs. So you are able to physically count these things. Consider 10 pens, 5 chairs, 3 birds, 2 fans. Consider these milk, water, team. You are unable to count these nouns. So we'll use articles a and an only with the countable nouns. So one thing is clear here. Now let's learn where to use article a. So one, article a is used with countable nouns. Second, article a is always used in front of the countable nouns that begin with consonant sounds. I'm sure all of you are familiar with the vowels in English language, A, E, I, O, U. Now, all the other letters that are not beginning with vowels are consonant letters, like a mouse, a horse, a table, a zoo. So all these letters here, M, H, T, Z, these are the consonant letters. But one thing is really tricky here, that you have to consider the sound. I'll come to it when I explain you the usage of an, and there I'll explain how to consider the sounds. Now article a is used with consonant sounds. Article an is used with vowel sounds. The sounds of letters A, E, I, O, U. An apple, an umbrella, an orange, an ice cream. However, one thing important to note here is that you cannot take into consideration just the letters, whether it's beginning with a vowel or a consonant. You have to take into consideration the sounds of these letters. Are they producing vowel sounds or they are producing consonant sounds? The vowel sounds are the sounds of A, E, I, O, U. So what are the sounds of these letters? A, E, U, A, O. So these are all the vowel sounds. Not all vowel letters are pronounced as vowel sounds. Consider this: university, umbrella, European. If you pay attention here, university is beginning with a vowel U, but it is giving you the sound of Y, the sound of Y. Whenever we use the article here, we'll use the article a before university, a university. So umbrella is beginning with U and it is giving the sound of vowel a. So we'll use an umbrella. European is beginning with a vowel E, but it is giving you the sound of Y. Similarly, not all the words that are beginning with consonant letters produce the consonant sound. If you consider these two words here, our, host, both these words are beginning with letter H, but one is producing a consonant sound our. So we'll use the article and before our, whereas host, as it is giving the consonant sound H, her, we'll use the article a before host. Another important thing here is sometimes we use some adjectives, some words in front of a noun. So when you are using an article, you have to consider the word that is directly following that article. So the article will be related to the word that it comes directly in front of in a sentence. With hour, you will use an hour. But if we say happy hour, so we'll use the article a happy hour, because the article is directly coming before the word happy. So happy is beginning with the consonant sound h. Similarly, an umbrella, a wet umbrella. So you have to consider these adjectives also that come right before the word with which you are supposed to use the article. So accordingly, you will choose the article. So one trick here is that whenever you learn a new noun in English language, whenever you are learning a new word, a new noun, along with it you learn to use which article is to be used with that noun, whether you have to use a or an. Obviously you have to pay attention whether it's countable noun or uncountable noun. So if it is a countable noun, then you have to look which article is supposed to be used with it, a or an. So the rules of using indefinite article: 1. We use indefinite articles with singular countable nouns. So the countable nouns that are singular will not use the article a or an with plurals. Consider this, that the indefinite article is just a substitute of one. I bought one dress. So instead of using one, it is better to use the article a. I bought a dress. But if the noun is plural and uncountable, we can't use the number one, right? We will not say I bought one dresses. No, we'll not use that. So that is why we'll not use the article a or an there. Right? So with plurals, we'll not use article a or an. Also, we'll use the indefinite article whenever we are introducing a noun for the first time in our speech or in our written context. Let's take a look at this short story to understand the usage of articles better. I visited a zoo last weekend. The zoo had many animals. The animals were very interesting to watch. A monkey climbed a tree while a lion roared nearby. The lion's roar scared a little girl, but her father comforted her. We also saw a colorful parrot flying above a pond. The parrot landed on a branch and started singing. The visitor smiled and took pictures of the beautiful bird. Now in this example here, first we are introducing zoo for the first time. So we are using the article a before zoo because zoo is beginning with a consonant sound. Then in the second sentence, we have already introduced zoo and you know which zoo we are talking about. So we are using article the before zoo. In the third sentence, we know which animals we are talking about. We are talking about the animals of the zoo. So we are using the article the. A monkey, we have introduced monkey for the first time, so we are using a here. Similarly for tree and lion. But the second time we talk about lion, we know which lion we're talking about, so we are using article the. Same way for little girl, we are using article a before because we have introduced it for the first time. Similarly for parrot, when we are introducing it for the first time, we are using article a. It is a countable singular nouns and beginning with a consonant sound, so we are using article a. But when we mention it again in the next sentence, we are using article the. On that note, you must have gotten a little hint about when to use the. Let's learn when to use article the. So article the is called definite article in English language. So we pronounce this article the when it comes before the consonant sound. The chair, the table, the university, the unit, the car. And it is pronounced the when it comes before vowel sounds. The hour, the apple, the orange. So pronounce this article as The. If it comes before vowel sounds, pronounce it as the if it comes before consonant sounds. Now let's learn the rules of using article the. When we mention a noun for the first time, we use a and an to introduce that noun. But when we mention it again in our conversation or in our writing, then it becomes specific because we know about which noun we are talking about. That noun becomes specific when it's mentioned again in your speech or writing. So there we use article the before those nouns that have been introduced already in your speech or writing. So we use the article to be specific. We use article the to talk about specific times of the day, like the morning, the afternoon, the evening. But for some reasons, we do not use article the before night. But if it is a specific night you are talking about, so we'll not say, I'll see you at the night. We'll simply say, I'll see you at night. But if we are talking about a specific night, the night before her exam, Lily felt anxious. So here we are talking about a specific night that was before her exam. So we are using article the here. We use article the before unique titles or nouns like the Prime Minister of India, the President of Russia, the India Gate, the CEO of my company. So here these titles are very specific. When I mention them, you know which person, which title I'm talking about. The Prime Minister of India. There is only one Prime Minister of India. So that this title becomes very specific and unique. So that is why we are using article the here. Also, when we are talking about superlative adjectives, the shortest girl in the class, the tallest boy in the class, the most hardworking student in the class, then these nouns they become specific because there can be only one tallest boy in the class, only one shortest girl, or only one most hardworking student. These nouns become specific because of being superlative degrees, because of being superlative degrees. So we always use article the when we talk about superlative degrees. Now we have learned the usage of the. Let's learn where not to use articles a and the. So as mentioned already, we do not use a or an before the uncountable nouns. But what is tricky here is the use of article the. We do not use articles in general statements. Like roses smell sweet. We will not say the roses smell sweet because we are talking about them in the general sense. But if they become specific, the roses that I gifted you, then we'll use the article the. Take another example. Mothers provide love to their children. So we'll not say the mothers because it is being talked about in general sense. Mothers provide love to their children. But if we make it particular case, like we talk about a good mother, mother who is good, then we are using article a. Also, we do not use articles with proper nouns. Do not use the with the names of the people, the Shah Rukh Khan, the Kareena Kapoor. It is incorrect to use. But if we generalize that noun, say, he is the Shah Rukh Khan of his class. So there we'll be using the because we have made it a specific noun as well as general. It no longer remains a proper noun. It is being used in a generalized sense and it is specific because we know about which boy we are talking about. So we are using the here. As we do not use article the before names, but we can use it when talking about a group of people with same names. Let's say I met with the Sharmas yesterday. So here we are referring to one group of a family, the Sharmas. So we'll use article the here because we are referring to that whole group and specific group. We do not use the with country names or the names of places. Do not use the with the names of rivers, mountains, countries, but we use the with specific countries, country names that are kingdoms, republics, or unions, like the United States of America, the United Kingdom, the Republic of Congo. Most of the countries we do not use article the India, the Russia, the China. It is incorrect. So we'll always use article the with the countries that are kingdoms, republics, or unions. So we do not use article the with the names of rivers, parks, mountains. But if we are talking about a mountain range, say the Himalayas, the Alps, so there we'll be using article the. But if it is a single mountain name like Mount Fuji, there will not use article the. So that was all about the articles. I hope that I was able to clear the confusion about the usage of articles and you learned the usage of these in your everyday conversations and writing. If you like this lesson, then please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. It helps tremendously with just your one subscription. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you so much.